Hey guys, at times sports cards and collectibles can be bigger than life itself. I'm going to explain what I mean and tell a story in this video. Stay tuned. Hello to all my sports card collector, investor, all of my collectibles friends out there in the universe. I hope that you all are doing great. If you haven't checked out Off-Centered from last night on Brad the Comeback Card Investor's channel, check it out. We had a good conversation, the two of us, about some hobby news. We also had Teapot on, Tyler from Sports Card Investor, talking to us. It was a good time, so definitely check that out. I woke up early this morning like I usually do, and I caught a video by one of my hobby friends, content creator friends, FD. His channel is Rolling with FD, and it was a really, really great tribute to his late father, and it kind of talked through just some of the whys and some of the hows as to how his channel, Rolling with FD, kind of got going and his motivations and things like that. And so I wanted to really kind of broaden on that topic because I don't think it's talked about enough, kind of the why behind a lot of this stuff that we do when we get behind a camera every day or once a week or whatever it is, once a month, to talk about the hobbies that we love. The sports card community is like nothing I've ever seen or been a part of, and this is what keeps people in. Yes, the little pieces of cardboard are cool and the history behind all of it. That is very, very important. Obviously, it's what binds us. It's what we love. But the actual community, and especially now with the internet, with YouTube, with Instagram, with Twitter, with all these different mediums that we can communicate on, it's only gotten better, I think, than what it was decades ago. I started my channel 20 months ago, March of 2020. So we're coming up on 2 years here in a few months, and it was born out of, the pandemic had come. I had already been talking about starting a channel for a couple of months. I had talked to my wife about it. And, finally, when that happened and we just, there's kind of just the unforeseen and the unknown ahead of us, it was just at the point where I was like, what am I waiting for? I mean, really, it's time to get started. I should have been started yesterday on this. And I was inspired by other channels like Jeff Sports Card Investor, Chris, House of Jordans, Joe Silver Jackify, Mike Baseball Collector, and various others. There's been many where I've been watching them like, man, it's cool that they have that. Why, and it's always been like, I could do that. And I just never did it. And then March of 2020, it finally just took hold where I was like, I got to start somewhere. I got to just throw something out there and see what happens. And look, my first tranche of videos, actually really months of videos, were not very good at all. And from a production standpoint, but also just trying to get used to, talking to the camera and all of that stuff. It was a journey, and still is, frankly. I'm still learning every day about this stuff. I'm not any sort of technology YouTube wizard whatsoever. The message that was within FD's video that I really liked and that he touched on, and you can tell that he had an affinity for his father, still does, and he had a big influence on his life. But he had mentioned to his dad that he wanted to start a YouTube channel, and his dad was for it. He was like, you should do this. You should do it. And it's great that he, had that support, that got that support. Because look, you might have support, whether it be friends, family. You might not have any support. And what I would tell you is, if it is something that you are passionate about, it's something you like talking about, whether it's sports cards or comic books, collectibles, if it's basket weaving, whatever it is, I would just say do it, try it. And look, you might try it and not like it, or maybe you'd like the podcast format better, the audio format, or just a different format in general, blogs and writing. Lots of different ways to do it, but man, I would just say lean into those passions, especially over the last 18 months. It's just struck me as like, we've lost family members. I've had close family members that have had serious medical conditions. Life is short, and maybe this is part of my midlife crisis talking. I'm 40 years old, but I no longer look at life as this infinite thing where I've got 100 years to live. I look at it more of like, this could be the last day type thing. That's the way that I look at it. And, I've got to work hard and just keep on building this thing. I've talked on the channel. It's a lot about documentation too. This is something to where my grandkids can maybe look back at it and be like, wow, this is what dad or grandpa did, back in the day. This is amazing when they actually did YouTube, when they actually did videos. Isn't that funny? Before all the virtual reality and the augmented reality and metaverse, they were actually making videos and posting them onto YouTube. How silly is that? But FD leaned into it. It was a passion. He wanted to do it. And man, he has a great channel. I love watching his stuff. He's got a lot of vlog style type videos where he's at card shows. He's at different places. He also has takes on sports events. So if there's a basketball game, he has a quick take on it. But you can tell that he's passionate about it and he loves doing it. It's not a chore for him at all. I also like the fact that his oldest son is the cameraman. And I believe he also does all the editing and everything. He's doing a lot of that back end work. So they're a team, and you can't beat that. I've got kids. I've got 2 sons and 2 daughters, and I hope that one day one or all of them can be involved in some capacity. But it just struck me, and I think that was just great timing, especially with the holidays. If you have a dream, a passion, a hobby, lean hard into that, because we don't know how much longer we've got. Nothing is promised. Tomorrow is not promised. Enjoy your life. You only get one life, guys. I've heard Gary V's talked about it too, like one life, no regrets. That's really kind of where I'm at too. If it doesn't serve, my life in some capacity, I don't do it. I just remove it. Now, of course, you make sacrifices for family, et cetera, and all that. But my point is that you've got passions and you want to talk about them more. But maybe your friends, your family think it's nerdy or geeky or whatever. Flush that down the tubes, that thinking, because it's time to be who we are. It's time to just enjoy our lives and lean in to what we enjoy doing. So guys, I hope that you have an amazing weekend ahead. It is Friday. We have made it to the weekend. Hopefully this offers some sort of motivation, inspiration to anybody, even if it's one person. I think the point is that even a guy like me, some goofball that, didn't know anything about using an iPhone, can literally start a channel and make it work. And just enjoy it. Whether you've got, 1 subscriber or a million subscribers, it's enjoyable. Part of who we are, part of the purpose. So keep on going, guys. Stay positive. Know that you're being thought about. Stay healthy. Stay awesome. And I will talk to you again later.